All right, good morning, friends. My name is Logan with West Desert Wheeler. Today, we have got my Hulsey Engineering 3-seat chassis out here on the rocks. This is my rear steer rock crawler. This is my real rock crawler. So I love the RCs just like everybody else here, but also love the full-size stuff too. Today we've got a couple awesome friends out here on the trail with us. We've got a K-Lift car, we've got two Ironman cars. One of them is brand new. We're gonna take a look at those in a little bit, but we need to also address the fact that this guy just got a full makeover with some fresh wheels and tires and a brand new wrap, as well as welcoming our first two sponsors to the Buggy here on the channel. So thank you very much to Utah Air Guns, as well as Trail Ready beadlocks. I'm super excited. Let's go hit the rocks. All right, guys, here's our friend Sebastian out here. This is a K-Lift Redden chassis, portal axles and rear steer. All of us out here today have portals, so that's a given. This one's got the same engine as my car. It's a 3.9 liter V6. It's called an LZ9. This one you've always got to bump up. You can rarely crawl it, very rarely. But the line is get a little throttle, get your front tire hooked up top, crawl your way out the top. Sebastian making it look easy there. One of the great things about Sand Hollow is you get to set the difficulty you want. There's a ton of bonus lines or optional lines. This is not part of the normal trail. But here is Matt. Matt is who built my car. After I purchased it, he built this one. And it's a real tight squeeze through here. This is where your car being an inch or two wider or narrower really makes a difference. I have never driven through here because my previous wheels made my car too wide for it. But with my new wheels, I'm the same width as Matt, so I can drive this now. In theory. We'll have to prove it, I guess. Matt's car is an Ironman car. And on the new build, he did stronger differentials in this car, as well as stronger portal boxes. And it gets steep up top, and there's a big hole behind it. Making it look pretty easy out the top. He's found the traction in there. Very nice driving. So we got Steve out here with us. This is his brand new build. This obstacle here can be a tricky one out here on Broken Chain. It doesn't feel great. It tips you over towards this hole. It's gonna flex your car up to the max. As you can tell, I'm sitting in my driver's seat filming this.
Stay straight or stay high?
Stay turned into it.
Get the front up first. Keep the rear pointed like that. And even more. Until that front tire, it's going to feel like shit for a second. That gets your fine. Turn the rear pointed. Push the front up. Okay, now bring the rear back. It's kind of a balance.
There it is. He's almost got his front secured. And that's it. So Steve is new to this level of buggy, so these trails are the first time he's running them. It was always super fun running on new terrain, learning the lines, learning what your car is capable of. That's the real fun part. Nice, stayed calm, stayed cool, pulled right through. This is probably my favorite part of Broken Chain in here. Got these big cracks. A lot of people ask me what engines these cars run. It totally depends on the build. Matt's car here, you can hear the turbo. The exhaust comes out of what would be a car's front fender. But this one's got an EcoBoost in it. I believe it's out of a Ford Mustang, the 4-cylinder EcoBoost. turbo 4, makes good torque. The really nice part is it's an inline 4, so it takes, you get way more visibility looking forward. There are some custom parts that had to be made to give maximum visibility, like the intake on this. This is a really awesome machine. Matt did a great job. It looks fantastic. I love the colors on it. Get a little further away view this time. Confident we're all running Driveline Tech drivelines. They're based out of Hurricane, Utah. Brian at Driveline Tech's a great dude, and all of his drive shafts always just look absolute top quality, super strong. I've seen these things put through hell and back. So what's fun is this is a crack, and then there's a giant hole off the front right. You gotta figure out a way to navigate that without completely falling in the crack. And it's tricky. Way down in there. So he just disengaged the rear drive shaft, so now the car is only driving the front tires. Now his front left's going to want to slip in as you push into the wall. But it loves to do that. Now you're getting on extreme angles. Now here's the problem. You're so far leaned over, this rear left wants to fall in. So you really got to not let it do that. And every time he wiggles, that left rear's falling in. And it fell to the bottom. He's all right, he'll be able to recover it. But being able to do this without letting that left rear slip in is very difficult. Looking really good. Yep. Very nice work, Matt. He pulled his rear winch tight, and it is still tight. So it's limiting the suspension travel in the rear. Up and out. The next bowl is pretty straightforward. Really awesome driving there. Alright guys, the crack we just watched Matt do is where we are. Stuff like this, you really just want to monitor all your tires as much as possible. And you can tell how angled your suspension is, looking at your tires, feeling the car. Sometimes though, that you can lose that rear axle. The car has a ton of articulation, and it'll kind of just slowly creep into being flexed out before you realize it, and then your tire drops in the crack. So just take your time. It's rock crawling. This car is not an Ultra 4 car. I'm not rock racing. Alright, so this first crack, you go up and turn left. The wall on the left is much more vertical, so you want to make sure you get a good bite out of that. And when doing obstacles like this, I've actually got no rear locker on. At some point I'll probably turn it on, but it allows that rear to spin independently if it needs to. It takes some pressure out of the drivetrain. Right here we need a rear. Okay, so at this point I'm gonna work on getting my rear that way. High driver. That way I don't drop it off that wall. So now we're super sideways. Suspension just settled out. And before we get the car in a bind, I'm gonna put it in front wheel drive. My left rear brake, I'm pulling on this lever. So I think we got it where we want. Turn my rear locker off. Well, we dropped our front end. It's all right. Still got a good bite on that left rear. Try our front winch. Okay. Front winch is still semi-tight. Rear's still in a good stay spot. Actually gonna let some front winch out now. Rear locker. 4-wheel drive. Rear's pushing in. My front left is in the air. There it is. Let my front winch out. Back to 4-wheel. Rear's trying to go way up the wall. Just gonna let that kind of slide down in the pocket. And we made it up and through. I never dropped the rear end, but I dropped my front end. It's improvement. I'm happy with it. Super fun, super technical. We got Sebastian. This is the final exit wall on Broken Chain. Super steep. Sebastian's trying to crawl it before he bumps it. He's got 2 people in the car. It may not want to do it. There it is. Once you get that front tire up over that ledge, it's got a good hook and it'll hold the car up. And then from there, you just got to wheel it on up. It's time to go get my car. It's my turn. Well, guys, thanks so much for watching. I greatly appreciate your support. Be sure to hit the affiliate links down below, as well as check out Utah Air Guns and Trail Ready bead locks. They have bead locks for side-by-sides or street cars or your buggy. And of course, Utah Air Guns has everything for your air gun needs covered. Go to utahairguns.com, check out their wide array of selection. Those guys are awesome. I had a great time out here on the trails today with everyone, so thanks everyone else who came out and wheeled with me. We'll see you guys in the next one. Keep the rubber side down.